Hey my friends, it's Jason with Owlets Tarot. I hope you are all doing exceptionally well. This is going to be a general collective for my lovely Pisces, my fishies. I hope that you're all well, that you've all been staying safe and sane, and have all been vibing as high as possible. You know, the world is a crazy place right now. You know, crazier than usual. But it's also beautiful for every atrocity, for every terror. There's beauty and kindness, and it's important to remember that. Sometimes we're inundated with a lot of darkness and negative in terms of what we see on TV and read online. The media kind of inundates us with this intense fear-mongering. And yes, even though there are just terrible atrocities being committed, it is important to be aware of, yes, but it's also important to look at the flip side, to look at the bright side, rather, to look for the hope, for the kindness, for the things that are going to help your mental health. Because if collectively we all kind of spiral down due to being wrapped up in pain and fear and frustration, we're not able to raise the vibration and help the collective in any way. Okay, we'll get into your reading. I'm sorry, I just kind of felt compelled to say something. Okay, anything you need to know quickly is down in the description box below. My email's down there too if you want to contact me about a private. Alright, Pisces. In your recent past, we've got the King of Fire, or the King of Wands, and I'm seeing and feeling this strongly as being you kind of having to hold up your weight as well as someone else's weight. It almost feels like you've been kind of having to carry others' burdens, and I feel like it's represented by the King of Wands because it's showing that you're more than capable of being that leader and of, you know, carrying others on your back, metaphorically. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you aren't straining muscles that you haven't used in years. You know, like, there's still cons. Yeah, especially with the Four of Water, or the Four of Cups, and the Sun card in reverse following this. You know, the Four of Cups in reverse often speaks of a sense of weariness, a feeling of missed opportunities, missed chances, a desire for something new. But I'm going back to that feeling of weariness because I'm connecting it to burnout, which the Sun card in reverse often means to me. And what could be causing burnout? Carrying someone else's baggage, emotional, physical, spiritual, whatever. You know, carrying someone else's shit, and it's not yours to carry. Not that you're not capable, but there seems to be this feeling of coming abundance because, well, let's not jump the gun. We'll kind of get back to this top row, but this Ten of Air, this is air, and this deck is swords. So this is the Ten of Swords, but this is the good tarot, and it's funny that this is the tarot that wanted to be used because I whoa, I don't ever use this deck. I don't care for the way it shuffles. So, but but what the fuck was I saying? Oh, but in this deck, the Ten of Swords, it has a much more gentle feel. So I feel that this deck, Spirit did you right, Pisces, by leading us to this deck, because the Ten of Swords, or the Ten of Air in this deck, it it's all up from here is the main message. It's about graceful endings, ending something gracefully. And with graceful endings can come hopeful beginnings. So really, this is where those endings and those hopeful new beginnings meet. And we have, with this Four of Water in reverse, a desire for a new start. This is your point of it's that spark, a point of epiphany, an end to old ways of thinking. It's funny because I believe that word epiphany, it's come up in like 3 readings, and there has been a very strong thread that's kind of woven its way through the various collectives that I've released. Their messages aren't all, the same, but there's definitely similar threads running through all of them. An end to an old way of thinking. Yeah. And that end needed to come. That end needed to happen. That could be causing that feeling of withdrawal that I spoke of. Because sometimes when our life is filled with our own stuff, and our time is filled, our extra time, if we do have any, is filled with trying to solve others' problems and taking on their baggage and thinking about their stressors, whatever it might be for you in your situation, that's causing this weariness, ultimately. It can leave you with a sense of withdrawal, because it does feel good to solve other people's problems, to help other people. But sometimes, people can become very easily dependent on help when you're a person that just gives and gives and gives. And you like to make things whole, right? That's a very Piscean thing. But upcoming energy and advice, we've got the King of Pens. So we do have stability. We do have the new beginnings, pardon me, the new start that's craved here. We have that potential for new growth, that potential to build something that's yours and that will benefit you and those that you choose. This is about coming out of this energy whole, having a lot to do with ending something gracefully, which is very much your style, I feel. And moving into the Ten of Earth for advice, there's just pure abundance here. The Ten of Pence, this is honoring the endowment from your roots and the uniqueness of you, the uniqueness of your life and your situation. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the ace or the eight of water, or the eight of cups, and you can see the figure recognizing that there's something that he's got to leave behind. But when we leave something behind, we're opening the door for that new start. Leaving something behind might make us feel shitty, right? But just remember that this energy, it's important to remember that there is nowhere to go but up, and that is exactly where you're headed, because you've done exactly what you had to do. This weariness, this burnout will consume you. We don't have the capacity to just give and give and give until suddenly we're turned inside out. We have to replenish. We have to think of ourselves, regardless of how strong of a leader you are, regardless of how much passion and fire you have behind you, regardless of how strongly you want to fix things for others. That just means you're a great person. But it's also important to remember that we can unintentionally end up enabling people and kind of crippling them in a way, because suddenly when we're unable to do for them, they are unable to do for themselves, because they're either A, out of practice, or B, they never learned to begin with. So that's just something to think about. And this King of Pence, this is a King of Earth. It's wealth through effort, right? Maintained by wisdom and by generosity. But you have to remember to be generous to yourself as well as others. And I'm just noticing that there's this chest here. Perhaps the one that's got to be left behind. but view it as part of the generosity. What you leave behind, perhaps for someone else, opens up a space for you to move forward and gain something new. And isn't that what life's all about, you know? Learning lessons, gaining, losing, you know, beginnings, endings. I mean, ultimately, that is life, right? Alright, I'm going to grab you a Soul Truth. No, I'm not. That's a lie. I'm going to grab you a Spiral Oracle card. New cards that I got, so I have to read from the book. And the card that you guys got, my dear Pisces, is Own Voice. As my stomach speaks in its own voice. Guess I need to eat something. These cards are just fucking beautiful. I love them. Alright, let's see what the message is. Before I let you lovely fishes swim away and do what you gotta do. Okay, yeah, I know my alphabet. Alright. Own voice. When I have let my love become tired, neglected, broken, exhausted, harmful emotions appear. Fortunately, I am still here, so I allow myself to feel dark emotions running through my whole being. I don't resist them. I don't judge them. I no longer censor myself. I welcome this emotion. I welcome it into my life. I breathe it, I embody it, and identify in which part of my physical body it is stuck. I amplify this feeling and completely surrender to it, acknowledging this emotion with my conscious breathing. I thank it for being a part of me all this time. And now, emotion, I allow you to be free. I thank you again for all you have taught me, and I let you return to the source with love and gratitude. I acknowledge my pain. I free my feelings, my shame. I do not give up, and my head is held high without any fear. I respect myself and I let my voice be heard. So this is about acknowledgement. Acknowledging others, acknowledgement of self, acknowledging all parts of yourself, right? Acknowledging all emotions, surrendering to them, acknowledging your pain, acknowledging your shame, acknowledging why you feel you've missed opportunities. Because it's been very important for you to help another, but it's time for you to now go forward, embrace those opportunities. You know, energy in the tarot isn't fixed. This is present energy. You can flip this shit around. I would suggest a period of rest to recuperate from this feeling of burnout. During that rest, you're off, you're off duty. You're not doing for others. And you're kind of taking some time to self-care. And then set some boundaries. Make sure that you've got to do what you've got to do for you. Reaching out and grasping the opportunities that are available to you. Making sure that you're taking care of yourself. And then assisting others. I'm going to, in the description of the video, include a throat chakra meditation that I listen to when I need to speak my truth and find my own voice. So I would highly suggest, if you need it at any point in the near future, if you need to be graceful in moments where it's hard to be, set some boundaries, establish more stability by setting said boundaries. Use this voice or throat chakra meditation, and I pray that it aids you. And I hope that you're all well. Again, I hope that you all stay well. Take great care of yourselves, my friends. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, and you'd be so kind as to hit that thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it. As I was saying, take great care of yourselves, okay? And then you'll have the energy to take care of those around you, which is very important to you, Pisces, I know, because you're all beautiful souls. So, keep shining. The best way to shine is to avoid burnout, right? Keep shining and make sure that your own voice is being heard loud and clear. Alright, dear ones, thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy with me, and we will see each other again back here soon. In the meantime, take great care. Alright, friends. Bye.